Now, we've seen some crazy reactions to Trump winning this election. We've seen people screaming, crying, breaking up with their significant others, but the reactions that really hit home for me and make me truly have to say something are the ones that involve children. I've seen mothers crying with their children about their loss of abortion rights, which we all know is not even true, but we're not gonna get into that today. But one that's really hit me, and I feel like we need to respond to today, is a teacher who decided to film herself addressing her students, her Black students, in the wake of the news that Trump has won this last election. Now let's hear from her and see what she has to say. Now, she's pretty active on TikTok. She posts all these different videos of her talking to her classroom. So this is what she had to say on election day. It says, POV, it's the morning after election day. All my students are Black.
We don't have the time. Look at the wall. Y'all see where we are. And even for my friends in the green, and eventually my friends who will make it in the blue, unfortunately, because of the color of your skin, you gotta be 3 times as good. We don't have time for this anymore. I don't have time for interruptions. I don't have time for y'all to be unfocused. Because y'all need to get y'all educated. This matters. And I gotta make sure that y'all are prepared to be 3 times as good. To step into any room and understand that you belong to be there. It's serious. Wearing skin like ours.
Okay. I don't even want to know where she went with the rest of that rant, and luckily we don't have the videos of where she went with that rant. I have so much to say about this. First of all, this woman should not be anywhere near a classroom. If you cannot handle your emotions and you are melting down like this in front of students, you are bringing yourself to tears in front of students over election results, you need to see your way out. You should not be a teacher, and at the very least, you should have not been in class this day. Take a self-care day, take a little bit of time off, throw a substitute in that room who can handle their emotions before you decide to go in here and address kids. Now, she points out the fact that all of her students are Black, as if that's supposed to mean anything, as if you're supposed to address that room differently. And it's absolutely ludicrous that this is the sort of tone that she chooses to take with these Black students. I'm trying to take my adult mind and morph it back into what it would have been in childhood. In hearing this message from a teacher, the tone in her voice is instilling fear, I can only imagine, for the children listening to her. And I don't know what grade they're in, unfortunately, but she does post other content of her in the classroom that doesn't look a lot like this. But I imagine these young children have to be a little anxious hearing the things that they're hearing, telling children over and over again, we don't have time, we don't have time. You have to work 3 times as hard, knowing damn well that that's not true, although she's convinced that it is, has to bring anxiety for children. These students, just like any other, of any other background, race, religion, should be able to go to school each day and lead a normal life where they can breathe, they can do their work, they can learn their math, reading, writing, science, and go on in this world, in this country, and be treated equally. But this teacher is deciding to treat them differently, is deciding to tell them that they have to work 3 times as hard in this country to get to the same place as what? Their white counterparts? We know it's not true. I mean, especially now. There's preferential treatment even given to Black students, although that might change on the other end of a Trump presidency. So maybe that's what she's referring to. But this is not the message you give to students, and you certainly don't scream it at them as you are brought to tears talking about this election. Also, she doesn't know where these students lie politically, where their families lie politically. You could very well have a ton of conservative kids in here, or kids who are part of conservative families who are happy about this election result. And now she's coming in and berating them, saying that their life is going to be harder because Donald Trump is president. There is nothing good about this. When you are a teacher and you enter a classroom, you leave a lot of who you are personally and your personal beliefs outside of the school. If you want to talk about that stuff, you talk about that with your family, with your friends, with your peers. You do not bring that to students. And it's so unfortunate now that Black students, in particular, live in this reality of being told that they have to work harder. It just applies so much pressure to a situation that does not necessitate it. And I was a young student who at some point was told that because I was half black and because I'm a woman, life is going to be so much harder for me. I have to work so much harder. And I carried that as a weight on myself for I don't know how long, until I realized that it wasn't exactly true. And I hope these students one day get the message that what this teacher told them is not correct. Because I imagine they have a very deep relationship with their teacher if she's willing to go to this sort of personal place in front of them in the classroom. I imagine she's told them a lot of things about where they lie in society and about her own political beliefs. And I hope that one day they can actually have a neutral ground in the classroom. And my goodness, does this woman need to see her way out? That's all I gotta say. And I would say that if a conservative teacher went into the classroom and said, this is the best day ever, Donald Trump won the presidency, this is what we're gonna do, da 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 da, and started ranting at these kids in the opposite direction. None of it is okay. It is not your job as a teacher. And I think she's posting this thinking that she's done the right thing, that she should be cheered on for speaking this way to her students, when in fact it is the exact opposite. And to think that this is happening probably in schools everywhere is just astounding to me. But I had to show you this video, and there's so many more. As I said, there's parents talking to their kids in this way. I saw videos of 5-year-old girls who are crying with their mother, saying that they're going to be stripped of their rights and their personhood in this country. I saw parents talking to their kids about, in school it's going to be a solemn day, and maybe you need to hug your fellow students and cry it out over Trump becoming president. Kids are supposed to be innocent. You can feel all these things as a parent and really marinate on how awful it is that Trump has become president. Don't put that on your children. Don't put it on your students. They deserve to have neutral ground somewhere. They deserve to have a life of innocence. They deserve to be kids. Let the kids be kids. And I know people are going to find some way to blame this on Donald Trump. But the blame lies in these adults who do not have enough emotional regulatory skills to keep it within them and talk to kids in the way that they are meant to be talked to. But guys, those are just my thoughts. Drop your thoughts on this video down below. As always, if you like this video, like, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified every single time I post a video for you guys, which is every day. And if you disagree with anything I said in this video, do get out in the comments down below, but do so respectfully. We encourage healthy debate on this channel. And my goodness, let the kids be kids, y'all. Bye.